Before we start this episode of When Thunder Rolls, we have 2 announcements for you. The first one is we are going to be taking 1 week off from our regularly scheduled adventure next week to do a fun shot. We're going to be playing Maze Rats in Camper Calamity. You'll find the trailer at the end of this episode and on our website, natfunpodcast.com. But When Thunder Rolls will be back the following week on Tuesday, July 1st. The second announcement is that we wanted to share something a little extra with you today. Have you ever wondered how we get our heads in the game for each session? It's through warm-ups like this one, which we normally save for our NatFan Patreon subscribers. But today, we're going to share it with you so you can see what we have to offer on our Patreon. You can find a link and more details in the show notes. Enjoy!
I hope you enjoyed these warm-ups from our 10th episode of When Thunder Rolls. All right, I guess I'm trying to remember. My question was, what will your character do with their share of the bounty?
Raistlin's going to Disney World.
Kind of reminded me of, what is it? The Italian Job, where they're all talking about how they're going to spend their loot when they finally get it. So, yeah, Eldrin has a debt to pay, so his money's going to his debt, essentially. And he has a large debt to continue, so he's just going to take a little for himself and keep on down the road chasing work.
I dig it. Who's next?
I'll go. Roland actually isn't after the money. He's after getting in. He's looking for somebody. He's to get in with the nobles. This is kind of a stepping stone to a bigger scheme, either to find somebody or to get to a bigger nest egg to find somebody. He's going for the golden goose in a lot of ways, or to find the person he's been looking for a long time. It's kind of a two-ended deal. He came here on a hunch.
And not because Edwina dragged him.
No, he kind of drug Edwina. She may not know that, but he kind of drug Edwina in this direction.
The meat shield.
That's why she's still here.
Raistlin, coming from a more well-to-do family, isn't real concerned about the money aspect of it. He lives his life more on the day-to-day kind of basis rather than planning for the future. Maybe not a wise way to live, but that's how he's doing it. So he would spend his money more on upgrading his equipment, armor and weapons and whatnot. Maybe a new collar for Coda.
Meat group.
Nice. Edwina might sink some of that money into a shopping trip at Velma's, so she can be dressed just as extravagantly as Lord Andario, so she can match him, outfit for outfit, as they go down through this courtship.
I think she's going to burn through that money fast.
Yeah. Courtship, restraining order, wherever you want to call it.
Hey, she's getting 500 gold pieces, and Velma's cost was only like 20 gold each. So, I mean, that's a lot of outfits right there.
Rental!
Let's be real. They seem to be hitting it off pretty well, so those outfits may come in handy.
They might.
All right.
All right, so...
Does Velma's have a lingerie section?
Well,
Yeah.
it's Edwina.
Like
Can we call it lingerie?
Lingerie. Instead of like tiny little scissors with arms and legs, we have tiny little bleeps with arms and legs.
Little sensor bars.
Yeah.
Darling, Velma has everything you could possibly need.
Mercury.
Oh,
Awesome.
God.
Hello, and welcome to NatFun, a live-recorded tabletop role-playing adventure game where the dice and a few friends tell the story. My name is Jackie, and I'm your game master tonight, and I'm joined by a few friends, so let's roll into some introductions.
My name's Jeremy, and I'll be playing Raistlin.
My name's Dan, and I'll be playing Eldrin.
My name is Erin, and I will be playing Edwina, soon to be Edwina Andario.
It took me a second to get that. Longer than it should have.
Nickel. My name is Matt, and I'll be playing Roland. Wow.
Now, before we get started with our adventure tonight, we are, of course, going to have some shout-outs. After each session, the players write down shout-outs to each other on our adventure Google Doc to highlight fun stuff that each other did in-game. It's a great way to support each other, mention cool character moments, and earn GM inspiration. I'm going to use a randomized spinner app to pick and feature a couple shout-outs live. The first one will grant the recipient GM inspiration, and the second will grant the person who posted it GM inspiration. So our first number of the night is 6, which is Dan to Matt/Roland.
All right. I just want to compliment Matt/Roland for mocking a rooster, or what was the creature
Roostatrice.
called? Roostatrice. Mocking the Roostatrice to death. Like, I wasn't quite sure how that would go, and it was pretty ridiculous, so I thought that was entertaining that you could just fight despite not having any weapons from that distance that way. So it was
Bards
entertaining.
are awesome. Thank you.
You embarrassed the cock to death, and it was fantastic.
It was little
Happens to
and
me
pecky.
all the time.
Wow.
Wow. All right. Thank you very much, Dan. Next up tonight is number 1. Just Jeremy to Matt/Roland.
Well, so far I have loved all of Roland's little, I don't know, musical intros to his bardic inspiration, but for some reason the get up, get down, get funky really struck a chord with me. So good job on all of those, by the way. They really set the tone.
I'm trying. Thank you.
Well, thank you guys. So that's going to be a point of GM inspiration to Matt/Roland, and then a point of GM inspiration to Jeremy/Raistlin. And with that, let's step into our adventure with a little bit of a synopsis of what happened last time. Let's roll into it. In our last episode of When Thunder Rolls, our adventurers witnessed the unveiling of hybridized farm creatures ranging from fox hunters with tail spikes to Lord Indario's favorite, the Cownicorn, which he chose to leap up onto in an act of grand showmanship. Surprising to no one but Lord Indario himself, leaping onto the Cownicorn may not have been the best idea, causing it and the other creatures to panic and break out from their showy but poorly built pens. Nobles screamed and ran, while the adventurers attempt to quell the situation and save Lord Indario from himself. Stupid Cownicorn. Sir Archival Magistrate and his apprentices were able to distract the creatures and safely secure them all, allowing the adventurers to speak with Lord Indario privately in his study. After some pressing, some unexpected flirting, and a line of insightful questioning, the truth of the escaped creatures came out, as well as the good intentions of Lord Francis, who was simply trying to walk in the footsteps of his father. It is in this moment that we rejoin the semi-competent adventurers, or as Lord Indario calls them, his SCA Squad, as they leave his study to collect their 2,000 gold pieces for a bounty completed. So I'm kind of envisioning this as like everyone was heading to the door, and then Edwina kind of hung back for a hot second, literally and
Real
figuratively.
Yeah.
As everyone else was heading out the door. So kind of you guys were all leaving is what I remember.
Edwina's going to take like a longing look over her shoulder, and then she's going to grab the doorknob and she's going to close it and then lean against the door.
I
Is
love it.
Edwina unfamiliar with this whole flirting feeling? Like it's just overwhelming?
I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, there's butterflies in my head and my stomach.
So there's butterflies in your head, dear.
That answers the question. I think you're the only one that's ever gotten butterflies from Lord Indario. In the figurative sense.
Did you see what he did with those flying snakes? I mean, Anyway, Roland, what are we doing?
Let's go downstairs and get paid, guys.
Yeah, let's get paid.
All right. Yeah. That is the plan.
Edwina's kind of like looks around with her eyes like dreamy, like, oh yeah, there's gold on the table. Okay.
It's to finish the job, and Roland's looking around the room. There's still the kind of the leftover of the chaos, the people leaving, looking for his money.
As you guys turn around, you can see Beatrice still posted where she was before. You can see her hands are a little shaky. She's getting tired. There's still that kind of half circle of servants. You can see there's a big array of trunks of various sizes behind them where people were securing their belongings. And you see there's quite a few groups of nobles leaving at this point after kind of everything that happened in that room. Everyone's going to go take a little break. There's like a whole nother day and a half of these festivities, almost 2 days left. They're just going to head out. And you see these little clusters of people. There's, just some couples. There's some smaller groups. And so there's a little bit of a blockade, if you will, everyone checking out their stuff. But the servants are going real quick. They're trying to get through everybody. And you can see a couple of the nobles are getting a little bit impatient. And they start kind of elbowing each other and getting a little bit rabble-rousy and pushing each other a little bit. And then one of them kind of sneaks through the servants and hops up on one of the trunks and turns around and throws his arms out to kind of yell to everyone. And this guy's, he's a human, and he's pretty tall. He's like over 6 feet tall, dark curly hair, piercing blue eyes, which you guys can catch from being up on that balcony. And he turns around, big charming smile, probably in his late 40s or so, and he goes, "Let's continue the party back at my new estate. That's right, I bought the entire block of Ruby Sparkle Boulevard. Let's go, drink, be merry, and continue these festivities away from cownicorns." And he kind of raises his arms, and everyone cheers. And you hear one person way in the back, Ted. Oh, are we not doing that anymore? Okay.
Wait, is it Ted?
Does that chant ever go out of style?
It's not Ted. Man hops down and gets his belongings as you guys are kind of standing up at the top of the stairs.
All right, well, let's find Beatrice. She should have her payment, right?
Yeah, I want the person with the money.
So we'll head downstairs and...
Roland is dead, frozen at the top of the steps. Hasn't moved.
Everyone continues to walk. I don't think anyone's, at least sounds like Eldrin and Raistlin are motivated on getting to the money, so they have not noticed that you're frozen. Edwina is probably lost in her own head and fluttering heart at the moment.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Okay.
Edwina, are you walking down the stairs, or are you just taking a quiet moment to yourself against the study door?
Oh, she's walking down the stairs, but her head is absolutely in the clouds.
Nice.
Before leaving, Raistlin would sort of look around to make sure that the rest of the crew was... the SCA Squad was coming along.
It's cooler when you whisper it, by the way.
SCA Squad.
Hate
Is that
it
a
so
staple
much.
now? The SCA
I
Squad.
hate it
Gotta get a
so
little
much.
sound effect for every time it's said SCA Squad. Dun, dun, dun.
You need the horns if you're gonna do it.
So as you turn around and look, you notice that Eldrin is probably at this point either right next to you, if not a little bit in front of you. And Edwina is just slowly coming down the
Floating.
stairs, one step at a time. And you don't notice Roland coming down the stairs. You see him just kind of standing there at the top, hands gripped on the balcony railing.
Raistlin is going to call out to Roland, "Hey, you good?"
Good enough. And he'll move down stiff, but he's coming.
And by the time you guys make it down the steps, because this is a huge set of stairs to get around this massive circular room, you kind of stop for a second. By the time you get down there, it's kind of when you experience going into like a coffee shop or a restaurant and there's a huge flock of people and you're like, oh my gosh, this is going to take forever. But you caught the very end of that rush once they've like figured out a system, and you actually move fairly quickly. So by the time you guys get down to the bottom of the steps, most of the people have been processed, and there's just a few couples and small groups of 3 that are kind of standing around and just chit-chatting. There's only one person getting their belongings. You guys have multiple servants you can go up to, and of course, Beatrice, just quickly tapping her clipboard.
Eldrin's gonna call out to Beatrice and say, Beatrice, do you know how we are to pick up our payment?
Yes, what?
We are looking for our payment for the bounty. Where would we acquire it?
Yes. Nessie gave me the form. I need to look at that. And who is this payment going to? State your name.
Semi-competent. Semi-competent adventurers. The SCA Squad.
And Edwina's going to sigh, and she's going to be like, yeah, he called us the SCA Squad. All dreamy-eyed.
Yes. Semi-competent adventurer sounds more like a state of mind than a name, but SCA Squad is what is on the form. So, okay, check. Yes. And what is the payment for? All formalities.
Killing a chimera? Is that what you want to put on the memo line there?
Yes. I'm just verifying the details. It's a large sum of money. We need to make sure that it's going to the correct person. Thank you. And what was the amount?
$5 million gold.
$1 million.
Just so you all know, I have the amount here, and I'm verifying with you the correct amount.
All right.
Smile, woman.
As in, you won't receive it unless you know what you're supposed to be getting.
It's 2,000
gold pieces you painted.
He said we'd get 2,000 gold pieces.
And live happily ever after.
No such thing.
Yes. And she looks over at Edwina for a second, and then looks at Roland. Is she okay?
Your Lord Master has a new fancy.
I thought Beatrice was going to say she gets extra.
Be prepared to get some pink sheets.
Okay. Didn't see that one coming, but
But you might.
yes, I'll get you your gold. And she turns around and goes over to a different trunk, unlocks it, reaches in, grabs one big ol' sack of coins. And here's your gold. Yes. Do you have your keys for your belongings?
Yes. What time is it right now? Sorry, distraction.
I've been up for so long. And you see that a couple people start to go out the front doors of the Grand Manor, and it's pitch black. It's probably midnight, 1 a.m.
Okay, that's what I thought. We haven't seen the sunrise yet.
Yep. I have trunk 77 here.
74 for me, Miss Beatrice.
Yes.
I have the other one. Well, I've given up trying to figure out which trunk I had. I believe it was 59 or something like that.
I thought it was 50-something.
Should be in the chat, but I can't go that far back for you. I wrote me down.
It's all good. I was just going to be a super fun GM and give anybody who remembered their number an extra 50 gold pieces completely out of game, just for like props for writing down and tracking your stuff.
I did actually write it down. I just don't know what happened to it now. Apparently I lost that piece of paper.
No worries.
He lost his key.
Roland.
That's all right. I know
there's a
two
$5
rogues that can
surcharge.
help.
If you've lost your key.
Roland walks up to Beatrice, gives her the key. She hands it to a servant. They go and grab all of your belongings out of a trunk, put the key on a hook, bring it back to you. Edwina, you're able to produce your key. Same thing. Raistlin's kind of like grabbing, hitting his pockets and like reaching into a pocket and this little bag, this little pouch on the upper part and like a pocket square and just like kind of trying to figure out where the key is. And then you guys start to hear just some sounds upstairs and you hear, "Princess, no, come back."
Uh-oh.
And some of the nobles look around and then look up at the balcony and then look back down the hallway. They're like, where is this coming from? And then you hear a massive, deep, guttural, beastly roar.
Go.
That's not good.
Edwina has her
Go,
things
go, 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 go.
at this point in time, though.
Yep, Roland and Edwina have their things. Raistlin is reaching around for keys. What are you doing, Eldrin?
Eldrin will go ahead and drop his arm blade that he's had
The whole
hidden right
time.
now, and he's going to say, "It sounds like things are getting complicated, Edwina. Make sure you all have your weapons."
She's gonna like
Get it-
take her
get it
mace
done.
out of the chest or from like Beatrice, whoever's handing it to her, and be like, "Oh yeah, things are about to get complicated."
Hey, could you smash open my...
We don't know what chest is his. Damn, I can open it, but...
Just smash them all open.
Beatrice has her clipboard. Raistlin, yes?
Yes. I believe it's 59.
Beatrice is gonna go, Raistlin Majere, 59. This one's fine to open. And the servant nods their head, goes over, chest 59, opens it, and grabs your things.
Was that actually the number?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Look at that. It's been a couple
Alright.
weeks. Nice.
Yeah,
Very
that's
nicely
good. I didn't remember.
Brain like a steel ball bearing.
All
And
shiny
as they
dull.
do that,
Brain trap.
then you start to hear screaming. People shouting, screaming for help, echoing throughout this entire round chamber. All the nobles that were around you start to flood and rush out of the door. The servants, a couple of them actually scatter and go down the east hall. A couple of them run out with the nobles, like actually grab a noble and almost throw them down, because the rule isn't that you need to be fast, you just need to be faster than someone else.
Fair.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
The rule of the bear.
Okay. Running. Full sprint.
Help me! Ah!
You're running where? Up the stairs?
Up the stairs. I kind of like the guy now. It's disappointing. I know.
I really like the guy.
Yes. And if Edwina's going, Roland's going. And Roland's got a little rage monster going right now, so he's gonna stab something.
GM, for the sake, would you like us to roll initiative so we know what like our marching order is, or do you want it to be like whoever first said they wanted to run up the stairs is like first up the stairs?
I think that at this point we can just do first up the stairs. Once we get to a location that requires initiative, we can jump into that. So Edwina and Roland are heading up the stairs, yes?
Yes.
Yep, probably Roland in front, then Edwina.
Okay. Raistlin, what are you doing?
I'm still trying to get paid, I believe.
Beatrice has the bag of money. She was just, the only reason she stopped is she's standing there holding it, and you needed help with your
Okay.
key. So she looked
Well.
at the page and found you on her ledger to tell them which trunk was yours.
In that case, Raistlin is going to say, "My gold, yes," and snatch the gold out of her hand and start running along after Roland and Edwina.
Sounds good. You grab the gold. She doesn't fight you. And she does look at you, Eldrin. Did you want your belongings? Yes?
Eldrin's going to go ahead and look at Raistlin. And he's going to cast Suggestion. And he's going to suggest that he leave the gold with Eldrin and go deal with the problem up the stairs.
Oh, mother.
The listeners
All
can't
right.
see it, but the
Rough.
amount of jaw dropping over here.
It's, oh no, he did it.
I got two people to find in an alley now.
Mm.
If I had a nickel.
I'm trying to look in the description. I see that there is a spell save, but I don't see what the save is.
DC 17.
Ooh, that's a
Wisdom. All right, Raistlin, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Now, let me ask you this. On a side note, if he should pass this wisdom saving throw, is he going to know that this attempt was made?
With suggestion, it's not the same as charm person or like friends, where after the minute you're like, you son of a... if it is a reasonable suggestion, you just think it was an idea that you had. So
Wow.
someone you just fought with saying, hey, I'll hold that while you run up the stairs. If that's reasonable because you're responding to something, then it wouldn't feel like someone manipulated you.
I see. Well, Raistlin rolled a 20, and he is going to think better of that idea.
Sounds good. And Raistlin, I can't recall, are you an elf?
Yes.
Can you be charmed?
Well, that is a good question, and the answer to that is no.
Ooh, so it didn't even matter.
All right, so...
Damn.
Well, that's not true. It's actually advantage on saving throws against being charmed, but that was a 20 without the advantage, so...
Okay, give me one more wisdom
Yeah.
saving throw, because you always got to see if you're going to get that nat 20. This would be the moment.
It's going to be a nat 1.
It's okay. It's still
That
for
would
advantage.
be a 19.
All right. So you kind of get this passing idea. Oh, I need to get up there. I'll give this to Eldrin. Nope. You catch yourself. Nah, I'm not gonna hand this to Eldrin. I'll just carry it. I'll use one hand. I'll use my sword. And you continue up the steps.
And unfortunately, Raistlin would not be aware of this devious attempt. So he'd have no reason to shiv him later on.
mother.
You almost forget what just happened. Let's go up the stairs to deal with the problem.
These are not the droids you're looking for.
Eldrin will go ahead and grab his weapons and charge up behind
Valiant
him.
attempt. Yeah, you watch as you cast. What does this look like as you cast it, by the way? Because there's enough chaos in the room. I'm not even going to make you roll a sleight of hand check because everyone has described themselves as running away from you. No one has any reason that they would be able to sense what's going on behind them, and then all the nobles and servants are just panicking. So there's no one that's going to notice you casting. What does it look like?
Well, basically, he'll reach out his hand to Raistlin and say, listen, I'm no good in combat. You get up there, and I'll hold on to the gold. So, just kind of that hand gesture out like a very friendly, welcoming hand.
All right, Raistlin, knowing that you made your save and that suggestion that, him saying that, you're like, oh, that's a good idea. Wait a second. No, that's not a good idea. How do you respond? Again, you don't know anything's been cast.
I think exactly like that. Raistlin kind of looks at him and goes, what? What? Huh? No. And then turns and heads up the stairs.
All right, you guys all make it up to the top of the stairs at this point. I think we've got Roland first, Edwina, and then Raistlin and Eldrin making it the tail end. So, Roland, you get up to the top of the steps. You can still hear a little bit of commotion, screaming, help, help!
Okay. Can I hear where it's coming from? Is it the office where we were?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm heading that way.
Well, you're at the top of the steps, so are you bursting
going
into the
through
office?
Yeah,
are you
going through the doors. Absolutely. I
All right.
have a plan, potentially.
You burst open the door, and you see Lord Andario sitting at his desk with his chin on his hand, just dreamily looking down and doodling on some parchment. Oh my!
What is going on? You were screaming.
I don't know. What do you think is going on? Why did you burst in here?
You were screaming for help, man.
Honey,
we're here to help.
we're here.
She's here to help you.
Oh, hello.
God blast his mother.
I was not screaming. I'm doing important paperwork. And he stands up and he shuffles the papers into a stack and then grabs other papers from the desk and slides them on top of the stack of papers he was working on.
The hell? You weren't yelling.
Well, someone was screaming.
You trust this man. We heard screaming. You screaming for help.
I did no such thing.
Mother.
Have you heard any screaming?
No?
Well,
Where is Princess?
Princess, come here. And he pats his knee, and you see the bed kind of shift a little bit in the background, and you hear the little jingly bells, and she comes trotting over, purring, and nuzzles on his leg, and he scratches her ears. Ah, she's right here, just as beautiful as ever.
I'm so confused.
Me too, Raistlin. Lord Indario, honey.
Yes?
We'll see you later. And Edwina's just gonna grab the handle and slowly close the door.
Yeah. Maybe he was just trying to get you to come back up there and say hi one more time. Do we know?
Do you think he likes me?
Good chance of it.
But he's so rich and handsome.
It's probably a better chance of it if you let Eldrin hold your gold.
But you have the gold, Raistlin. Yes, yes. That's what Beatrice said. I don't know. I just saw it out of the corner of my eye when I took Breaker's Beak from the drawer. Or from the chest.
I was thinking that I had my gold. I didn't realize I had all 2,000 gold pieces.
It's a pretty heavy bag.
She said she brought out one bag of gold.
Roger that.
Well, on that note, I'm going to head back out to the pub where we were getting food and drink before this whole adventure started.
No. Edwina's going to put her hand on his shoulder, and since she's taller than him by about a good 10 inches,
hold on.
she's going to stare
Hold
down
on.
at him and be like, hey.
This is an honorable man. Why don't we go to the pub and divide up our... Actually, a pub's probably not the best place. How about we go to the foyer and we divide out our
Yes,
payment?
let's do it here. Before anything else happens.
Somewhere other than this room
Yeah.
is kind of what I had in mind. I wasn't meaning I was going to take your gold.
No, Raistlin's
and
a good
keep it
man,
for
Edwina.
myself.
We're fine. We're fine. Let's not do it in the pub either. We don't need that kind of cash flashed.
I do have a room there, but
Yeah, I'd like to do it sooner than later. I got some things going.
okay.
Could we just go?
Well, let's just get out of this area and we can split it up however we need to split it.
I think by 4 sounds about right.
And Raistlin, as this back and forth is kind of going, you feel Edwina's fingers tightening, loosening on your shoulders. It's Roland is trying to convince her one thing, and you're trying to be oh no, it's okay, I got a room. And then finally she's gonna look at Roland and be like, okay,
We're good.
and release
Raistlin's
you.
all right. We're all right.
It's not complicated. You don't need to give me that shiatsu massage.
Don't worry. We're going to get our money. He was trying to get out of here because it's getting crazy up in here. That's all. He didn't want it to get complicated.
Before we get sucked into something unplanned, I think it would be best for us to leave to a quieter area.
Yeah, let's just go out in the foyer. Let's divide this up over by that statue or something and get the hell out of this mess.
You're able to walk down the stairs, and there's the huge statue. And then, Roland, since you made that suggestion at the statue, you remember there's that statue in the back that's connected to a bench that's kind of in the very back portion of this room.
Yeah.
Was enough chaos at this point. The sounds have all died down. Shortly after you burst through the doors, it became crickets.
Yeah.
So people are still mulling about and unsure what happened. They're distracted enough that you could easily walk back to that bench. And I will say, for our listeners' sake, Dan, Can you say what you cast?
I had cast Minor Illusion 3 times. The 3 different things were the Lord Indario shouting, "Princess, no," the sound of Princess roaring, and then the sound of people screaming, and those were all done with a whisper roll of sleight of hand check to the GM, which passed. And that was intended to create a distraction without informing my companions here of the distraction. An attempt to make away with the gold, but unfortunately, Jeremy grabbed the bag, which I wasn't counting on.
Nice try.
But none of them know that now, so they're all going to have to forget.
Yep, I'm saying technically you guys don't know any of that. Now, depending on the table that you have, some people would have like texted and you guys literally would have no clue what's going on. But at a real life table, you probably would be like, I'm going to cast this. And I'd be like, roll a sleight of hand check. We just didn't play that out verbally. So he did roll 3 separate sleight of hand checks for the casting against all of your passive
All
perceptions. So nobody caught any of the castings, and then he played that with his character narrative. I did take a slight liberty of having Lord Indario not notice the screaming and sounds, because I was assuming that was your intention, was to have it be directed towards the room, but that was told
out to the room.
GM took a little bit of liberty.
Yes, no, it wasn't. I figured even at the top of the stairs, just because it's 30 foot, it just had to be away from us in a general region enough to create that, panic and.
How dare you put my future husband in hyperbolic terror?
What the listeners couldn't hear
That
is me
certainly
mouthing,
explains
"You
that.
dirty jerk! I cannot believe you did that."
Oh yeah, I saw your face the moment Matt figured it out. Yeah. But okay, back to the gameplay. Thank you. I just wanted to, for those that couldn't hear, but for the listeners, it's kind of fun to know what's going on. Be inside the joke, even though Roland, Raistlin, and Edwina still perplexed. You guys make it down the stairs, and Roland, you see that statue that's kind of built into the bench. You see there's just some open spaces at the base of the stairs if you just want to be standing. Where are you going to
Roland has actually been wanting to eye that spot, and he actually looks over. He goes, "There's a space back over here. I don't think anybody kind of comes around here. It's pretty quiet over behind the statue. I noticed it a while back. I think it'll be quiet. We can do this, and we can all skedaddle after that." And he points over behind the statue and the little bench area, and where we can sit on the edge of the other statue and just count things out. Be calm, everybody take a breath, and then get out of here. And even if something happens, nobody knows we're there.
Edwina's breath is going to be like a longing sigh as she looks up at the larger statue in the center of the room.
What does that sigh sound like? You guys walk over to the statue, and now that you are all close to it, only one of you, your passive perception, caught this statue when you first arrived at the Grand Manor. But there's actually a statue that is carved into a large bench. So it almost looks like they're sitting on the armrest, but it's like a pedestal built into the bench itself. And it's an elven man. Doesn't quite have a pompadour, but he has slicked back hair, pinpoint mustache, and because you have all noticed the large statue multiple times, you can see there are a lot of key bone structure features matching between these two figures. Raistlin, you recognize this immediately as Lord Philip Indario. This is the statue that someone eventually commissioned for him. He didn't order it himself, but it shows him in a seated position, almost looking like he's engaged in conversation with his hand out in a very compassionate manner to whomever would be sitting at the bench.
Raistlin will sort of, in a tour guidey kind of way, say, "If you'll look to the left, you'll see the statue of Lord Philip Indario, father of Lord Francis Indario, and part of the reason that we are all here."
This is the dad. He looks a lot more competent.
He was a lot more competent. He would have been in the fully competent adventurers club.
Well, I'm out of class.
I'll just go look at the bench and say, let's go ahead and divvy up the money right here on this bench. What better location?
Sounds good to me.
All right. Raistlin, why don't you count it out?
Well, Raistlin will count out 500 gold pieces for each of his 3 companions.
One.
Oh, come on, you're not going to do the cartoon
Two.
style.
One for you.
1 for me. 2 for you. 1, 2 for me. 3 for you. 1, 2, 3 for me.
And 1 for Kodo.
No, because he is, at his core, a person of principles and integrity.
Hey, Raistlin,
no,
do you
he's
need
just
Eldrin to
gonna
help you out? Count that
Count it
at all?
out as he should. I think I'm good on the count. Feel free to double check it once it's in your hands.
So Edwina's kind of like taking like the coins and like putting them into her like pockets as they come and not really keeping track. But as Raistlin hits the 499th coin, she kind of looks over and is like, so wait, like, are we done? Or do we want to go talk to that like blue robed guy? Or should I go back and talk to Lord Indario? Roland?
Your choices are your own.
Well, what's more
I
fun?
think we need to go get changed and cleaned up and, well, I guess not cleaned up, changed and rest. And if you want to come back tomorrow, we could meet him tomorrow. I think he's otherwise occupied with the freed beasts.
Okay, wait. Eldrin was talking. Roland, what did you say?
I said lust will last. He'll be here tomorrow.
Okay. Well,
Just make sure when you see him that you complicate it as much as you can so you have a good reason to hit it.
Risa, nobody's ever explained it to me like that before. I love that.
Then you can say Roland told you so and blame it on him when it goes
I
bad.
can complicate it as much as I want and then hit it as much as I want.
Roland just grabs the bridge of his nose. Be careful the advice you give because you will reap the rewards.
And with that, Raistlin is going to turn and start walking back to town.
His boots are made for walking, and
Right.
that's just what he'll do.
I assume Lala's is closed by this time of the night. We'll have to sleep in this royal clothing.
I feel like Lala's would be an all-night affair.
I doubt it.
Knock on the
That
door on the
woman
way
needs
by.
sleep. Leave it in a pile.
It's up to you guys. It's like 12:30, probably definitely closer to 1 a.m. by this point. So what do you guys want to do?
I don't want to get charged. Well, I was going to say I don't want to get charged for another day of rental fees, but we did just get 500 gold pieces, so I don't know that it matters that much.
Well, we can tell her we recommended her to Lord Ondario and see if we can get a free day out of her.
You guys also, in theory, have only had them for a few hours. You rented everything pretty late in the day, like almost around like dinner time. So you have till late afternoon to get them back before you would go over a full day of rental.
Yeah. Well, everybody's kind of packing up. Roland's going to actually sit in that spot next to the statue and just look at the senior Indario for a minute. He'd always wanted to kind of sit in this space and just look at the guy. Kind of intrigued by it, but nothing more than that. He's also contemplating life for a moment. And then,
Do you want to just sit and pause, or do you want to roll an investigation check? Is there something you're trying to glean from this, or?
Roland's not that deep, but he did want to look at it closer early on, and he got drug away, so I think he will make a little investigation check. Let's see where that is on my low stats here.
-8.
Investigation. Would a 23 do anything for me?
Absolutely. So with a 23, you're thinking, you're pondering, you're in your own head quite a bit, but you're staring at the statue and you notice that the clothing is nobleman's clothing, but it's not ornate. It's not showy in any way, shape, or form. It's very basic. It's business attire. You see that there's actually, in his hair that's slicked back, there's a couple of stray pieces that kind of come down above his left eye. And you notice in looking at the statue, the stone is a darker color, but it doesn't show any aging, any wear. It doesn't have any dust on it. It looks like it is still meticulously cared for. And you notice on the hand that's outstretched, kind of like if you were talking and you're doing hand gestures, and say Italian hand gestures, but anybody can do hand gestures as you're kind of listening to someone, and you can see that the hand does show some wear, and it's lighter, as if people have touched the hand. And the oils, you've seen this at other places you've gone to that have statues that have been there for a long time, or people have interacted with in museums or things like that. And it looks like there's a little bit of that damage from the oil from people's hands on the hand of the statue. But everything else is meticulously cared for.
This is weird. And Roland doesn't have a lot of ideas usually. But something's fishy in this house of cards. He's gonna reach out and touch the hand. Does anything happen?
You touch the hand. It feels cold to the touch. Just as you'd expect from a stone statue.
Okay. He doesn't have a lot of horsepower. Roland's gonna cast Healing Word.
Okay, go ahead and cast it.
5 points of healing.
What does it look like when you cast it? Like, are you trying to channel it into the hand and the statue? Like, what are...
He's pushing into the statue. Roland's just got this weird vibe, and with that deep of description in the inside, he feels like he's looking at the man, not at a statue. He's something's hinky here, and he's got a vibe, and he knows he's no powerful caster, divine caster. Honestly, he wants to see if he sees anything in the eyes. He's looking right into the eyes.
You stare longingly into Lord Andario's eyes, much like Edwina wishes to.
Oh, yeah.
And you cast Healing Word, and you try and siphon all of that healing force straight into the statue itself while you're staring at those eyes. And you watch as the magic goes out towards the statue and then just dissipates around it as if it hit stone.
Damn it. Wish I knew a cleric.
Lower a spell slot.
What's wrong? I got it.
Roland, are you coming? We're all heading out to the pub.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Huh. Hopefully you're not still in there, buddy.
As you're sitting there and kind of saying your goodbyes to the statue, Beatrice walks up. He was a very good man, Roland. Kind eyes. Yes, yes?
Yeah.
You noticed them too?
For a rich man, he looked like he was actually nice.
He wasn't rich when he first came here. He is who brought prosperity to Estrante.
Was the statue here, or did it just show up one day?
It showed up after the small council commissioned it. He was voted and elected governor of Estrante unanimously by the small court and as well by all the citizens. It was built in his honor.
Was it here while he was still alive?
Yes.
Okay. It's a very detailed statue. That's all. Something's wrong in Estrante. I just don't trust anything here.
Something's wrong everywhere, dear. Yes, yes.
Fair enough. You need a nap, honey, and you need an assistant.
Do you know someone?
And,
Please.
If I did, I would say, you should talk to, what is her name? Velma could help you out. Talk to Velma at Lala's. She can help you out. I guarantee it.
Well, I go to her for fittings and such, but I don't think that she would want to be a... And then you hear a bunch of crashing in the background and someone raising their voice. I just bought that. I have to go. Yes, yes. Click, 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 click.
All right. Well, Roland's going to move on. He's past it.
All right, where's the SCA Squad going now?
To the pub.
Raistlin? Where were we headed?
Well, Raistlin has noticed that Roland is kind of hanging out back there by the statue and seemingly entranced by the statue. Not really, but you know what I mean. Sort of become slightly obsessed with it. So he's going to walk back to Roland and ask him what's going on. Is there an issue? Does he have a concern about something? Like, what's the story here, buddy?
Well, you guys mentioned that I didn't realize that Philip passed away when we got here, and he seemed like he was pretty decent, which is a pretty thin thing in these day and ages. And I think we're all agreed that old Sam here's pulling the strings in the background, and I'm wondering if he made Lord Senior disappear.
And you think he might be inside this statue?
Well, Beatrice is kind of making me think not. I thought he might be. Just it's so realistic. I thought maybe somebody might have cast him into stone. I don't know. I know a little bit about magic, just enough to turn heads and pick pockets.
Could have been one of the cockatrices.
Would it make you feel better if I were to try to detect magic around or in this statue?
Maybe. I mean, maybe that's might be worth trying. Can't hurt. Something.
So,
make me feel better.
Raistlin is going to go ahead and cast his detect magic on the statue.
I don't think that you've cast anything yet, Raistlin, so what does it look like when you cast that spell?
He sort of waves his hand in a motion that's similar to what you would imagine or what you would see when Wong is opening a portal in a Marvel movie. And
nice.
Roland actually smiles. He's surprised that Raistlin has magic.
As he finishes that round movement, he's going to kind of thrust it at the statue.
And you see kind of that circular portal glowing aura, and whoosh, it goes out towards the statue, passes through it, and you wait for a second to see if anything illuminates, if you're getting any arcana vibes coming from anything, and there's absolutely nothing. There is no magic present in this statue or this immediate area.
Well, sir, I don't think that Lord Philip is in the statue. I think it's just an incredible likeness.
Good to know. It's been a day. Let's go to the pub.
It has been a day.
Well, we'll see what happens. Let's get the hell out of this glass house.
Meanwhile, Edwina and Eldrin are waiting just outside the door.
Let's go already.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Hi, this is Matt from NatFun, and I just wanted to take a brief break from our adventure to ask for a favor. If you're enjoying our podcast so far, can you take a moment to tell a friend, or better yet, drop us a rating or a review on your favorite podcast listening network? It really does help people find the show. All right, let's roll back into the adventure.
So, Roland and Raistlin, you are able to head out the door, and how does Kodo greet you when you come back? Is this like, oh, there's Dad, time to go now? Or is he like all excited?
He's pretty calm in general. He's just kind of gives you a little head nod like, what's up?
Nice.
Are we out of here? We're blowing this popsicle stand.
Burn it down, Dad. Burn it down. Burn it down.
Kodo does his, sup, Dad?
That would be if Edwina had a dog. Specifically a dog.
Edwina has a dog. His name is Fluffy.
Puppy saying.
I don't think Fluffy tries to burn things to the ground.
But Edwina does. She's a bad influence, maybe?
Hey.
Inner voice.
Kodo sees ya, head nods. Nice heel toe comes right up next to you, and you guys are able to walk away from the Grand Manor. And you said you're heading to the Raven's Foot Tavern and Inn?
Mm-hmm.
You're able to walk through the Grand District. There are some small, not lampposts that are actually like illuminated like ours, but you do see that there are hanging lights where people have done little candles. So there's a very dim light on the streets, so you can kind of see where you're going, but it's pitch black otherwise. It is super late. There's not that many people around. You don't really see any lights on in any of the buildings. You walk through the Grand District, you make it to the gates. There's a couple of guards. One of them is kind of falling asleep on the pole that he's holding, and you can see his cheek is like smushing up. I hope you had a good time at the festivities. Good evening.
Oh, I had a lovely time. Thank you for asking.
Sounds like he needs to get some sleep.
And you are able to continue past, head into the town proper. There's the large center fountain. You're able to walk around that. You can see Lala's off to the side. You round the corner, continue down the pathway. Again, it's very dimly lit, but there's some light. And you see the Raven's Foot Tavern and Inn.
Well, Raistlin still has a room there, so he's going to go in. I was going to say go in and go to bed, but he's going to go in and order a round for everyone.
You walk in, and you see the old woman that kind of talked to you guys last time. Older woman, she has an apron on. She's wearing a very plain black dress, gray hair, pulled back up in a tight bun. And she's sitting at one of the tables, and she's just sewing seat cushions and trying to repair them. Oh, dearies, can I help you?
We'd like a round of drinks and some food, please.
I don't have much besides bread and cheese at this hour. It's midweek, and pretty much everyone is either working tomorrow or up at Lord and Dario's party. I'll see what I can do.
I don't want you to put yourself out. Just whatever you have available is fine.
Oh, sit down. I've got it taken care of. And she kind of puts her work down and walks back into the kitchen. You can hear some rustling and sounds back there. And there's really nobody else here at the moment. It's pretty dead. It's like mid-work week, 1:30 a.m.
At the town dive bar.
All right.
After just a couple of short minutes, she walks back out, and she's got some bread, some cheese, and she has a gallon pitcher with some ale, and she has some cups for you.
So now that we're done with this adventure, where are you guys headed out to?
Don't know. Don't we gotta talk to Sammy Pants? But Roland puts 3 gold on the bar. Says for the meals and 2 rooms. I got yours, Raistlin. You helped us get the job.
I appreciate that.
Thank you, dearie. I'll go get the keys.
As she walks away, Edwina's going to kind of look at the group and be like, it feels like the job is over, but it's just beginning. And you guys can't tell if it's the ale hitting her for this insight or what's going on, but she feels like very deep and introspective for the first time since you've met her.
Yeah, Eldrin's gonna speak up. I'll just go wherever the currency is. So if there's, I'll check the job boards tomorrow or ask around and see what the next opportunity is.
Well,
Do
Eldrin.
you guys know of anything worth?
And she's
going
gonna
after?
reach over and she's gonna grab your left hand and give it a squeeze. You're part of the SCA Squad now. Where we go, you go.
Maybe.
And then she's going to look awkwardly between Eldrin and Roland. And Eldrin and Roland. No, wait. But we're the SCA Squad.
Well, I think if you can tell Eldrin that there's money on the other side of the SCA Squad, I think he'd stay around. I think there's some money to be made to help old Lord Indario out there. I think old Sam there's milking him dry.
Well,
taking him out to pasture, and I think we need to help. You might want to help him out, Edwina.
And Edwina's gonna.
I was the paranoid one.
I just hide it better.
She's gonna drop Eldrin's hand, and she's gonna slam her hands on the table, and she's gonna be like, "No, we are the SCA Squad." And then she's gonna look directly at you, Eldrin. I don't care what you did in the past. Hell, I don't even remember what happened 3 weeks ago. But whatever it
That
is,
is true.
we have your back now. Whatever you got going on, they have to get through me, and she points at herself, to get to you, and she points at you.
Eldrin will kind of give a half smile and look down at the table, at his drink, and think through what she said to him.
And Roland will pipe up and says, "She means it. Even for a bum like me, she means it."
A bum like you. No one can play the lute like you.
Yeah, Roland, why don't you play us a song right now?
I'm not planning on going anywhere, and Kodo is obviously staying with me, so if you guys want to stick around, we could certainly propose to Lord Ondario that we could help him out with this Sam situation, if there is a Sam situation.
And before he finishes that word, Edwina's going to be like, "That settles it," and puts her hand into the middle of the table. This is the SCA Squad, and we're going to solve the Sam problem. Hands in. I'll roll an intimidation check if I need to.
Raistlin will reach his hand in.
Roland picks up his lute and goes and starts to play the song. He's going to go up to the stage to play them a song.
Eldrin?
Let's see.
You don't put your hand in, you may not have a hand to put in here shortly.
Eldrin's already short of
Play
hands,
a
so
song.
that's a good point. He will put his right hand in.
Let's see. He's going to play a song about friends on the road. And he's going to do, it's kind of a jolly with a little melancholy twist to it. He's going to do a little performance for you guys. See how it goes. Here we go. On the lute. Little spin. Let's see. 16.
Not bad.
It's kind of sad and fun at the same time.
just like the SCA Squad.
Yeah, a little jolly, a little melancholy.
Oh, that's very nice.
All right, so Raistlin put his hand in. Eldrin put a hand in. Roland was kind of stepping away to play that song of friendship. What do you do? Did you put your hand in, or did you just like turn around, walk away, and play the song?
I was playing the song. He was playing the song for kind of his share.
All right, Edwina.
All right, hands in, music to guide us. SCA Squad on 3. 1, 2, 3. SCA Squad.
SCA
Squad.
Roland pipes up. I still hate that name.
Well, it doesn't matter if you hate it.
The barmaid. The barmaid walks back
I like
over.
SCA.
The barmaid walks back over, and she goes, "And dear, it's because your performance was so good the other night. Private rooms for everyone."
Well, thank you.
All
And
right.
did you all just sneeze in unison? Is there something going around?
Just friendship, ma'am.
Told you. Just.
Friendship is nice. And she notices that you didn't grab the doilies that she had put on the tray.
Rude.
So she, as she's talking to you and listening to what you're saying. She's like nodding and picking up all of your cups and putting a doily underneath every single cup. I'll be right over there if you need me. And she walks over and resumes her sewing and patching of the seat cushions.
Roland doesn't drink much. He plays a few more songs.
All right, are you guys looking to, I will interject here, are you guys looking to role play a little bit more now? Or are you guys looking to head up, rest, and we can, next scene, morning time?
Next scene.
I think head up,
Morning time.
rest, and
Fast
morning
forward.
time.
Blue.
Sound good to you, Matt?
Or you could describe the dreams you had last night. That could be fun too. We'll skip
You
Edwina's
all
turn on
have
that.
some drinks. You have some drinks. So wrong.
What the
You all
hell?
have some drinks. You talk a little bit, but it's really late. It doesn't take long for those drinks to hit you and make you tired. Head upstairs. You'll have private rooms with an abundance of quilts. And you are all able to get a great night's sleep. You all successfully achieve a long night's rest. Or a long rest overnight, or a rest of long rest stature. And you wake up in the morning to a fairly quiet inn. You do smell bacon. You do smell some eggs. And you do hear a little bit of murmuring downstairs.
Raistlin is going to go down for some breakfast. And I guess, since he'll be in the area anyway, try to figure out what the whispering is.
Head out from your room and you start to walk down the creaky hallway. Make it to the top of the stairs and you see the barmaid that was serving you guys last night. Same attire, it looks almost freshly pressed, and she's sitting in front of a group of older women, all in chairs, with a basket next to each of them with yarn and little metal hooks.
The hookers.
Oh God! How did you know their group name? Oh God! Oh, that broke the
Sorry.
Well, won't be the first time Raistlin ordered some breakfast from the hookers.
It's like the all you can eat brunch at the strip club.
Moving on. So, Raistlin, you're able to go downstairs, and you see there are other people behind the bar. There's a couple people eating their breakfast, and you can hear the women just chitting and chatting. It looks like they're almost making blankets with these little hooks, and you can hear some instruction coming from that barmaid. Okay, and so with this chain, we're going to do a slip stitch, and that's looking really, really good, really, really good.
Raistlin is going to go to a table. Well, go to the bar, ask for some breakfast to be sent over to a table, and then go sit. Ordering breakfast for enough for everyone, assuming that everyone will be wanting to eat when they come down.
Put the order in, the person goes back, kind of look around the room. You don't really notice that many other people there. There's a couple people eating at the bar. There's one person kind of eating at another table by themselves. And when they come back with your food, they actually don't bring anything to you. They say, Raistlin Fisher has asked to speak with you. He's over there in the corner. And they kind of do their thumb over the shoulder and point to the corner right next to the kitchen. And you hadn't noticed him before, but sure enough, Fisher is sitting there, posted up, hood up, cup of coffee, some bacon and eggs, and a second plate. And also a plate on the floor with a big old pile of meat and bones.
Perfect. So Raistlin is going to get up and head over that way, plop down across from Fisher, and kind of point at Kodo, and in a sort of sweeping motion point his finger at the plate. Kodo will run over and start going after that plate because he knows what that command means.
Nice.
And look over at Fisher and say, "All right, buddy, what's going on? You wanted to see me?"
And this is that fun movie scene moment because you've walked down, looked around, ordered food, been told something, kind of moved away. I want to check in real quick with Edwina, Eldrin, and Roland. You guys can do whatever order you want of would you guys be kind of waking up similar time? Are you sleeping in super late? Like, what is everybody else doing? 'Cause this is all kind of concurrently happening.
Mildred's gonna uncharacteristically sleep in. He's got a big bounty he's collected. He's wearing some very fancy soft clothing and has a safe place to sleep, so he's actually gonna have an extended sleep, which is very, very unusual for him. So he'll come down later.
Edwina very similarly did not sleep in her dress from Lala's, but since she didn't have her adventuring clothes, is also going to be enjoying a late morning.
All right.
Roland is not downstairs.
Okay.
That's very vague, sir.
So, Raistlin, you're sitting down with Fisher. Lets the hood down. Scoots the coffee a little closer. Good to see you back, friend. How did it go?
It went better than expected, and also not as well as I would have hoped. So, we ended up killing a chimera, one that you and I had actually brought to Lord Philip.
And you watch kind of his jaw drop a little bit, and the color slightly leave his face. Are you telling me straight, Raistlin?
I am. It wasn't a baby anymore. It was a rather large being, and it was getting pretty out of hand. It was killing livestock, and I'm sure it wouldn't have been long before it started going after villagers.
And he kind of lets out a puff of air and just sinks heavily back in his chair. That's not what I would have expected at all. I know things are going on around Estrante, but this one hurts a little bit.
Well, it certainly wasn't what we were expecting. But I have to ask you, do you know anything about this Archibald Magistrate person? Also known, I guess, as Sam?
Unfortunately, not much. I've got eyes and ears everywhere in the town, the docks. But due to how people interpret me and my past employers, I'm not welcome in the Grand District.
Well, he seems to have a possibly unhealthy influence on Lord Ondario.
That wouldn't surprise me. Lord Ondario seems like a bit of a fool compared to his father. Not that anyone should really compare anyone to Philip.
That is true. But we were thinking about our SCA Squad. Was thinking
I'm
about...
sorry, your what?
SCA Squad. Doing jazz hands at the same time. SCA Squad.
Are we not doing phrasing?
Well, you seem pretty lively. Haven't seen you this excited about a group of adventurers in years.
Well, it has its merits. You know, it was a more fun adventure than I would have expected. But we were thinking about heading up to the castle and figuring out what's going on with this guy, because as I said, he seems to have a rather unhealthy influence on the situation.
Well, I'll see what I can find out, and sounds like you're already plenty busy, but can't help but notice, not just you, but your SCA Squad.
SCA Squad.
Mom told me you all still have your armbands.
We do.
I need to ask you a favor, Raistlin.
Okay, what's your favor?
Remember when I told you when you arrived in town, I know what's going on around town?
I feel like that's something you like to remind me about.
Well, for the last year or so, it's been a lot more difficult to get information, especially from the Grand District. And there's one particular thing that's really bothering me. And my local friends haven't been able to get the information I need. Because it always ends up through those Grand District gates. There's a delivery. Every 2 to 4 weeks. Never has any markings on the boxes, the crates. And it always goes into the Grand District. I need to know where it's going. Or who it's from. But me and my associates can't get through the gates. I just know in my gut something's not right.
How big are the boxes, and how big of a shipment are we talking about?
Not too big of a shipment. Full wagon load. Usually 2 or 3 men.
Is there any more information you can give me on this?
Well, I've been sending my associates, like I said, for months. Doesn't come like clockwork, but whenever we see it at the docks, we try and send people to trail it. They always either get made or have to abandon the trail or simply get stuck at the Grand District gates. I've had the most success sending pairs, as if one of them gets made, the other can continue on. But larger groups than that have had no luck, have a harder time almost. And I have to be honest with you, Raistlin. I can't pay you for this one. I can't be associated with it. But something wrong is going up at that manor, and I think this is a part of it.
Well, since we were going to look into Archibald Magistrate and see if we could figure out what was going on up there anyway, this may be a good place to start. Maybe it's a win-win situation.
It's music to my ears, Raistlin. I appreciate that very much. I need to remind you, whatever happens, this doesn't come back to me. Are we clear? And on that note, we're going to end tonight's session.
Damn. I'm still sleeping.
Ouch.
It's all happening.
Yeah.
The rest of us are just like, characters are still snoozing. The rest of us are like, oh my God, what is Fisher talking about? Oh my God, tell me more.
And who is Fisher?
Tell me more. What are you talking about?
I don't think you guys have even met Fisher yet, have you?
Nope.
Negative.
This is the first Fisher sighting that we've seen.
And I'm looking forward to you remembering all this to tell us at our next session. Every detail.
Or not. Or not.
Roll an intelligence check.
Intelligation. I like intelligence.
Ironically.
It's just like up right there.
Intelligentation.
Intelligation. When you're so smart, it intimidates your peers.
Roland does not have that.
I can see
That
that
would
on
be
a
an
shirt.
Intelligation.
Intelligation.
Actually, yeah.
You're so
I
smart
could
it
see that
intimidates
on
your
the
peers.
shirt.
And if that doesn't work, it's complicated. Just hit it.
Just hit it.
Yeah, there you go. I think that will be on my next
That's a
character's
front-
role. Maybe banana.
That's a front and back.
Yeah.
On the front, it just says intelidation.
Intelligation. If it's complicated,
go.
just
Roll
hit it.
intelidation.
Just hit it.
Nice.
Fair enough.
Well, thank you guys. That was a fun session. I'm excited to see what unfolds next week. So on that note,
We hope you can find yourself a table.
Or a computer.
And some friends.
So you can roll into your own NatFun.
Goodbye.
Good night.
Bye.
see you next week.
Bye.
We will rendezvous.
Oh, yeah, we will.
Is it pink?
Join us next episode to find out what Fisher's really looking for, if the SCA Squad is going to have any additional rental fees at Lava's, and possibly the confrontation with Sir Archival Magistrate himself. If you enjoyed the warm-ups at the beginning of this episode, please take a look at our Patreon. We have a lot of other really fun content there too, and there's more information as well as a link in the show notes. And one more friendly reminder, we are going to be taking a week off from our When Thunder Rolls adventure to bring you a fun shot next week. Episode 11 of When Thunder Rolls will be back on Tuesday, July 1st. But next week, we're going to be featuring Maze Rats, a 2D6 game system, in our fun shot, Camper Calamity, on both Tuesday and a NatFun Freebie Friday episode. Stick around for the trailer, coming up right now.
Do you suffer from common adventure pitfalls? Have you ever been stuck in a dungeon with no way out? What about being chased by a large skeletal giraffe and you have no idea how to handle it? All of these questions have answers only here at Salazar's Summer Camp for Adventurers, where you too can learn to become a semi-competent adventurer. Join Salazar and the gang June 24th, 2025 for NatFun's fun shot, Maze Rats, Camper Calamity. Hope to see you there.